What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great night. Appreciate you all taking the time, hitting the like button, sharing, subscribing, becoming members, hyping these videos up. Everything you're doing to support the channel, I cannot thank you enough. Any questions, any comments that you have, you know I'd love to hear from you down below. We got a big one coming your way. Here to talk about the 2026 Philadelphia Eagles free agents, and we've got a lot. So let's effing go here. We are about to rock and roll, and the Eagles actually just added tight end Jaheim Bell. I don't have him here on the roster, but that is another reserve future signing for the Eagles. Just keep that in mind. But we're going to rock and roll right into this bad boy, and want to take a look at the team, what it looks like to give you an idea. Then you can decide for yourself who you would keep, who you would let walk. But as you can see in the key here, the green are the free agents. Anyone that you see in gray, silver, whatever, are the reserve future signings. So you see Sam Howell, A.J. Dillon, Ben Van Sumeren, Dotson, Goddard, Calcaterra, Grant, holy tight ends. A few offensive linemen as well. So we got some free agents here, ladies and gentlemen, and a few starters. And then on the defensive side of the ball, well, we've got a few starters there as well, a bunch of edge guys. So we're going to take a look at all of them, but just want to show you what this team looks like, who they have right now. And you, again, can decide for yourself who this Eagles team is going to keep. And then in the special teams department, Mann and Hewlett are actually free agents as well. So we've got a bunch here. And this team, look, I understand it ended very horribly, but we still got a great foundation here. So the way you do it, you hit free agency, you hit the draft, you build around this foundation you have. And I think the Eagles, they know that they're going to be missing a lot of pieces, but nothing too serious here. So let's take a look at these free agents here for the Eagles. Offense, special teams in the middle there, and then defense. 26 total players here, and we're going to go through them here. A few of these guys were on the practice squad, though, so little spoiler alert. I'm only keeping two of these guys, trying to bring them back on a reserve future signing or just a free agent deal. Patrick Johnson, Perry Nickerson being those veteran players. The other four, I have in green because, well, I'd let them go. So Johnson and Nickerson for me are the guys that I would keep. And, well, Hewlett, we'll talk about him here in a little bit at the end. But let's jump right into this. We're going to start in the trenches, and we're going to start with Brett Toth. And this is somebody that can play center, can play guard, can play tackle. You need a little bit of that veteran leadership and having that versatility. He came in, thought he did all right, man. And he gave up 2 sacks and 363 snaps there. But this is somebody that I would actually keep around as a veteran piece. Now, you brought in Matt Pryor as well, another versatile guy. He can play tackle and guard, but he was atrocious. Started one game. He had 122 snaps, gave up 3 sacks, only 4 pressures, but 3 of them were sacks. One of them a penalty. Not great. Didn't look great. Getting a little rusty in his age, but I definitely would keep a veteran around. So I think Toth would be that guy for me. I'd love to keep Fred Johnson, but I think that he's good enough to get himself a contract to go start somewhere. And best of luck to him. He had 6 starts for us this past year with Lane Johnson banged up. The Eagles are going to need to look to get younger there. I'd love to have some veteran depth there, but yeah, I don't know that Fred Johnson will be sticking around. Now on to the quarterback, Sam Howell. Look, we traded for him. End of the year, give yourself a third quarterback. I don't know that you need to bring him back. If they want to in free agency, they could sign him. He knows the system. Or you could look to get younger again in the draft, always looking to move these guys like Tanner McKee, maybe get a draft pick for him. Didn't look great when he got a start, but hey, look, Sam Howell, he's got some pedigree there. Maybe he gets a backup position, but I don't know that it's dire need that we bring back Sam Howell. For me, that's a go. But let me know how you guys are feeling about these linemen, the quarterback, and up next, the running back. A.J. Dillon, I liked that pickup, but we talked about it. Wasn't even sure the guy would make the team, and by the end of the year, wasn't even playing. So played 7 games. You see he had 12 rushes, 60 yards, 3 catches, 21. No touchdowns. That's all he did. And Tank Bigsby, when we traded for him, that was the guy that was number 2. Shipley is that third down back. So don't know that you bring back A.J. Dillon, going to be 28 years old, that neck history. So best of luck to him. But I think you get younger there too, or maybe look for someone in free agency to compete for that 2nd, 3rd, 4th spot, whatever. Now, fullback, this guy, I'm a big fan. Ben Van Sumeren, he was a linebacker, now a fullback. got hurt on the opening damn kickoff against the Cowboys last season. And I was excited to see him used as a fullback in this offense. Cameron Latou was given the opportunity because of his injury, but it's unfortunate. This kid's very athletic, Michigan State kid. We've talked about him last couple of years, but if he can't stay healthy, not going to mean a thing. So really needs to prove he can do that, show something in camp. We brought in Carson Steele. Latou played a little fullback, so he's got some competition here, but he is restricted, so we'll probably get him back at a pretty good deal. So we'll see what happens here, but I am a fan, and I would keep him. I would have him staying here, Ben VanSumeren. Now on to wide receiver, Jahan Dotson, who I think a very talented guy. Love the kid, 25 years old, but you can see only 18 catches on 36 targets, and this offense was ass. We all know that. He had a few punt returns there. He did okay in that department. I'd love to have him, but wide receiver is one of those positions where guys are going to get paid, even if they're only decent. And I think he's pretty good. He's got a good pedigree. He was drafted in the first round for a reason. Don't know that he's up to that standard, but regardless, I think he could get paid somewhere. And I don't know that he wants to play, wide receiver 3. But the Eagles were to move on from someone, maybe I would consider keeping Jahan Dotson. But as of now, I have him as a go. You got to get younger. We've talked about it. Bringing in a guy that can just solidify that return game, be that third receiver, that'd be awesome. I would love the Eagles to do that. And I think they could bring in a few wide receivers this offseason to really get things going here. So that would be exciting. Now, on to these tight ends. Holy hell, are there a bunch of them. And Grant Calcaterra, dude, we've talked about it. Good receiver, but I don't want this dude as my tight end 2. Can't block. I just really think that time to move on. 27 years old. He started 6 games last year. 9 catches on – I definitely messed that up somehow along the way there. But 9 catches for 76 yards. He has a touchdown in there. But, look, Grant Calcaterra, horrible blocking. We need to get better there. And, if you lose Dallas Goedert, who is the one I would bring back, and if you can bring him back on a friendly deal, he's 31 years old. A guy that maybe just wants to end his career here, that would be awesome. So maybe he would do that. I would really love for that to happen. So keep him. Let Calcaterra, and Goddard wasn't exactly the best at blocking this year, like he usually is one of the better ones, and he's still pretty good, but we need to address that desperately. But it's not Calcaterra, and it's definitely not Kylen Granson, another receiving type tight end who doesn't block that well, maybe better than Calcaterra, but yeah, you see he had 7 catches, 40 yards, had a pretty cool catch, I remember, one point this year. I like Granson, but we need to change that tight end room, damn it. And I've been asking for years. So please, Eagles, if you're listening, for the love of God, please update that room. And I mean, they're going to have to this year, but whether it's adding, free agents, which I'm really looking forward to talk about those, or someone in the draft, which I think you should do both. So we've been saying that for a couple years now, though. So we'll see what they do here. But that was the offense. So let me know which of those free agents. I only had 3. You let me know, and at the end, we'll take a look at my stay and go on a list so you get a little recap. But we're going to jump into the defense. Love to hear your thoughts on offense or any of these defensive guys coming. Let's start it off with that the practice squad guy, Patrick Johnson, that I was talking about. Look, this is somebody that proves he is a special teams ace, and when given the opportunity, only 115 defensive snaps, had 8 tackles, one of those for a loss, a sack, 2 quarterback hits on 5 pressures. Played in 9 games, and look, he's a veteran. You got to have some kind of veteran here because you saw there's like 5 of these edge guys, so 6 if you want to count Brandon Graham. But, man, we're going to need to keep some kind of veteran, and I think a cheaper one in Patrick Johnson wouldn't be a horrible move. Now, we did try to add some veteran help. Ogbo Okoronkwo was one of those guys. He ended up getting hurt, played in 1 game, only had 4 defensive snaps. So, yeah, that didn't work out. Best of luck to you. That's a go for me. Same goes for Azeez Ojulari, who I like the kid. Got the perfect skill set for Vic Fangio's defense, but cannot stay healthy. Only 25 years old, but only played in 3 games. Started in 2 of them. Did not have a sack. Had 1 quarterback hit on 3 pressures. So probably going to need to find a new home. Best of luck to him. Now, the 4th edge guy here on this list, Joshua Uche. A big fan of him, one of the guys I really wanted in free agency. Looked really good when he was playing, and then he stopped playing. Played in 12 games, but had 1 sack, 23 pressures. I really think, he fits Vic Fangio's defense, and It just was the other guys were better, Jalen Phillips and Jalix Hunt, Nolan Smith. But it's okay to have depth. So if you want to add a veteran, I'm thinking maybe Uche, maybe Patrick Johnson, maybe both, just to have some competition here with the young room that you do have. Now, up next is the prize possession here at Edge. That's Jalen Phillips. Obviously, you traded for him, so, why wouldn't you re-sign him? Well, remember, if you lose these guys, you can get compensatory picks the next year. So could get a third-round pick back for him the following year if you don't re-sign him. You want to let him walk. You can see he had 2 sacks. I believe only one of those was for the Eagles. This is his full season snaps. But or stats, 17 games he played, started in all of them. He's a stud. He had 73 pressures. The guy is really fun to watch. I really think he gave us the juice we needed, but the Eagles need to go young here. So I love Nolan Smith, Jalix Hunt. You want to bring back a veteran, one of those guys. You want to bring back Jalen Phillips. Hell yeah, dude. I'm all for it. I think edge is very important. And as much as I want to get younger, I think just adding to the room would be a plus, and I'm all for it. But I have him staying, but honestly, I'm not going to be upset if he goes. I really like Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt, and I think, you bring back some of those other guys we just mentioned and, hit somebody in the draft, free agency, might be all right. But we'll see what the Eagles decide to do. Now, Brandon Graham, he was playing edge, he was playing D-tackle, he was all over the place, and that dude's versatility, what we love about him. 37, though, dude. Let the man retire and enjoy his time. He had a perfect storybook ending, and we brought him back for absolutely no reason. 113 snaps, 8 tackles. He had 3 sacks. I mean, it was awesome to have him back. Don't get me wrong. I love the dude. He was out there balling, man. It was really awesome to see, but just let the man rest. So that's a go for me. Love you, BG. Enjoy your time. Now, up next, we got ourselves a linebacker named Nakobe Dean, and a big fan of his. And I think people are finally becoming a fan of his right before he's about to leave. That's how it usually happens. And then they'll talk about how he made the biggest mistake ever. But 55 tackles, 7 of those for a loss, 2 forced fumbles, 6 missed tackles, 4 sacks, 6 quarterback hits. Gave up 62.5 completion percentage on 15 completions on 24 targets, 153 yards. No touchdowns, and a pass deflected here. I love Nakobe, man. But I think he's going to get paid, maybe not one of the top guys, but because of his injury history. But I think we drafted Jahad Campbell for a reason. So Campbell, Trotter Jr., Munden Jr., Chance Campbell. I mean, I really like the room that we have there behind, Zach Bond and Campbell there. So I'm excited what we have. Best of luck to Nakobe, but that's a go for me, unfortunately. Love to keep him around, but don't know if that's going to happen. Now on to the secondary here. We've got Adoree Jackson, who actually played pretty well. And, because of Ringo's horrid play, we knew, things were scary. But honestly, we kept giving him his flowers. It took some others a while, but, dude, he really was playing well. 62.7 completion percentage allowed, only 2 touchdowns on the season. I thought he did pretty well. But you got to get younger here, and you got to add to, obviously, this impressive duo we have of Cooper DeJean and Quinion Mitchell. I like, who Mac McWilliams is. His future, I don't know what it holds. Michael Carter II, fan of his, but what's he going to play? Safety, nickel corner. I love his versatility, but we'll see. We've got some free agent safeties as well, so going to be very intriguing, but I think the secondary needs to be hit with a little bit of youth there, but not against veterans. So on a cheap deal, maybe he wants to compete, help the young guys. Not against it. But if you want to do that, I feel like there's another veteran on that practice squad in Perry Nickerson that you could bring back way cheaper, and the guy that, helps you on special teams. And Adoree Jackson, he can help you as a returner on special teams. But this dude, I think he really does the nitty-gritty work that you'd like to see. And, only played in 5 games, but this is a guy that you can depend on as depth, a practice squad piece. So for me, if you want to keep a veteran, I would stay Perry Nickerson. Now on to the safeties, Marcus Epps. I was happy to see him back. We needed help after Drew Makuba went down. Played in 12 games, started 4, but wasn't the greatest. I thought, his coverage was atrocious. Obviously, 100% completion given up, but no touchdowns. He didn't have missed tackles. I like Marcus Epps a lot, but going to be 30, and Drew Makuba played a lot better than him. And Makuba is the future. Love that. But you're going to need a veteran here. So who's it going to be? Is it going to be Marcus Epps, who I am a fan of? But I would probably keep Reed Blankenship over Marcus Epps. And I think Reed would stay for a decent price to stick around with this defense and Cooper DeJean here. But I think Reed needs to be a depth piece. I think you need to get another safety, whether that be via free agency or the draft, to pair with Makuba. Don't know that Blankenship is the future there. I love the kid. I do. But I think he could really help you as that third safety and, help you on special teams. But he's been our starter. He has played well. Don't get me wrong, man. I do like Reed. But I don't know. I think Makuba could use a different pairing. But we'll see, man. We will see his coverage. Not the greatest, but I would keep one of them, and I think Blankenship could be that guy for me. Now, on to those specialists. Talked about Charlie Hewlett. Now, I think actually you might want to keep him just because I don't know who the hell else you're bringing in. He's 35 years old, but if you can get a young guy, have him competing in camp. We need some damn competition for these specialists, man, and we need to bring in a kicker too. Our kicker isn't a free agent, but bring one in. And long snapper, bring one of those too, but hell, I'd keep him. Why not? And Braden Mann, I saw somebody's comment, punters aren't important, but man, maybe you keep him. They're very important, and he's one of the better ones. And I was a fan of what he did, 49.9 yards per punt. A 70-yarder was his longest. Really just a phenomenal season. 11 fair catches. He had 20 punts inside the 20-yard line, 6 inside the 10-yard line, and then 1 inside the 5 with 8 touchbacks. Braden Mann, one of the best punters in the game. And to me, that's a stay. No doubt about it. I'd be more concerned with bringing in some competition for the kicker, Jake Elliott. Just saying. But that was my stay or go. You let me know how you feel about that defense now that we saw them, and let me know how you feel about all of it. Offense, defense, special teams. Here is my full list of who stays, who goes, that we just went over. In case you're wondering what the hell I just said throughout that whole thing. See Van Sumeren, Goddard, Toth on offense, on defense, Johnson, Phillips, Uche. Now, I don't know that I'd keep all 3, but I'd probably try to bring back 2 of them, at least 1. Corner, again, I spoke why I feel that way about a veteran. And then safety, I meant to have Marcus Epps over on go, but hell, you want to keep them both, I'm fine with it. I think I did talk myself into it because beyond Sidney Brown, what do you have? Makuba we talked about, but you got to bring in some youth, but you're going to need veterans to help them out. So Andre Sand, Brandon Johnson, don't know if they step up, but I'm okay with bringing in cheap veterans to compete. So hell, why not bring both safeties? But you see all the people I have going. I'm not going to lose any sleep over any of those people. I like Dotson. I think that's one of those people I'd like to have, but will get paid. So it's unfortunate. And then Nakobe Dean. That's the same thing on defense where I think he could get paid. So go get you some, young man. And I wouldn't mind if Adoree Jackson stuck around for the right price, but don't need it. So that for me is my stay or go for all 26 of the Eagles free agents out there. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Maybe you've got every single person you want to keep on offense, defense, special teams you want to tell me. You got a top 5, top 3, top 10, whatever it is. I'd love to hear from you, but that is all I've got for you. So leave your comments down below. Appreciate you all hitting the like button, sharing, subscribing, becoming members, hyping these videos up. It all really does help, and I cannot thank you enough for it. But if you guys need anything, I'm always here for you. Feel free to reach out any of these platforms up here. Love you guys. Hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic week. Hope to hear from you. I've got some more shows coming your way, the Create Cap Space, all kinds of stuff. So stay tuned in, but hope all has been well. Until next time, though, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, say it with me now, go Birds!